case you heard it. T believes, let me not misquote her. T believes that Shelly is not allowing Elaine to feed off her anymore. She has fed enough
Look here. Now, why you not try to get me in a trouble with look
up off
here?
her
You
back.
had somebody tell me in the comment section, tell me here, Elaine, be careful.
Welcome back to TXT Track Time. Guys, I know you're so excited to see me. T has
Yeah.
been taking the reins for a minute, but I'm back to bring you quality athletic content. Now, this topic is a bit controversial that we're bringing you tonight. However, T and I are not afraid to, open up a can of worms and dig beneath and see, what's beneath there. So, is Shelly dodging Elaine? T, what's this all about? Why are we even talking about this?
Well, guess what? This comes off the back of me doing a video saying, was it all planned? Track is, you've been watching the videos, you know. I did a video, was it all planned? Sharika, Elaine, Shelly. However, even after that video, I was still trying to figure out what was the issue because I knew there was something, but at the moment it just didn't hit me. But then it smacked me and I was like, it was so simple. Shelly was actually dodging Elaine. No, me saying Shelly dodging Elaine is actually not a bad thing to say, oh, Shelly is running from Elaine or anything like that. No such thing, right? No, if we go back into 2021, the first video we ever did, we touched on it, right? And Chakis, I implore you, go over and check that first video. In that video, we talked about it and we said, Shelly at this particular moment is literally the rabbit. She's the one that everyone is chasing. No, in 2021, also what I thought is that Elaine literally had her number. Now, after encountering her on a few occasions, Elaine had Shelly's number, and of course, she would have gone on to take the double double at the Olympic Games. Now, fast forward into 2022. If I know that Shelly is a rabbit, don't you think Shelly knows that she is a rabbit? But the difference is that this season, Shelly's technique is complete. The whole season, the vibe that I got from her is that she doesn't need any other athlete to be running with her to pull out a stellar performance. And it actually showed in each of her races. She remained consistently running 10-6, 10-6s, whether or not there was a big athlete in the race, say a Elaine or a Sharika.
I mean, I want to interject for a
Mhm.
second. I'm listening to you speak, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying that what you're saying doesn't have merit, but this really takes some deep thinking. Like it's clear. First, I want to say it's clear that you obviously eat, sleep, and drink track and field. But I mean, there could be so many reasons why Elaine and Shelly, for that race when Shelly Ann did not compete against Elaine. And now for you to think that it came down to Shelly dodging Elaine, at this point, I'm still uncertain. I mean, just even based on what we said last year in our video, well, that was when we had a fit Elaine. So we could clearly see that Shelly was the rabbit because it would be to Elaine's advantage to know what she had to do to get the better of Shelly Ann. But
Right.
this Elaine that we had this season was a shadow of herself. So I'm uncertain whether Shelly raced Elaine or not, if that would have helped Elaine in any way.
All right. Think about
I
the
don't know.
narrative. Think about the narrative. When Shelly was supposed to meet Elaine in any race, what was the topic of conversation? What can Elaine do against Shelly? What times will Shelly be able to pull Elaine to? Are you following the narrative? So
Right.
if I know that me being in a race is gonna pull you to a faster time or let you perform better, why am I going to enter that race? Or why am I going to give you the opportunity to be a better version of yourself?
Okay, so all right, Shelly aside for a second,
Okay.
persons, including ourselves, have been preaching on this channel for years that a fit Elaine is better than a fit Shelly. So why would Elaine need Shelly at all, or why would Shelly think that Elaine needs her at all?
Well, the thing about how it's about their technique. At the end of the day, Shelly wouldn't be considered a rabbit if it wasn't for her technique. Full stop, end of story. I'm not calling Sherika a rabbit. Sherika beat Elaine this season, but I'm not going to call her a rabbit because they have similar techniques, right? However, Shelly, on the other hand, because she gets up before everybody else, she's always going to be leading the pack. And with that said, that means she's always going to be pulling you to a better time. No, why I'm saying that she's a rabbit, especially for Elaine, is because of also Elaine's running style, where she doesn't give more, in my opinion, she doesn't give more than is required of her in a particular race if she doesn't need to. So if there's no Shelly in the race, or if it's an easy win, then you know what's gonna happen. Maybe she just will run a 10-7 or a 10-8 and just call it a day. But once there's Shelly in the race, there's a possibility of her running a 10-6 or a 10-5. And we saw that for that big matchup, everybody was looking forward to, because remember, Elena would have been coming off the Commonwealth Games. And everybody was looking at like, okay, she looks like she's getting in back into some kind of shape. Let's see what she'll be able to do against the magnificent Shelly and Fraser Price.
Okay, but
what did we see in that race?
But even so, who was Elaine's rabbit when she ran her 21.53? Or this has nothing to do with the 200 meters?
No. This has nothing to do with the 200 meters.
Okay, so we're specifically
two different races.
Okay, so we're focused on the 100 meters.
Right, but also bear in mind that that 21.53 was done in the Olympics, where she was primed and peaked to do 3 rounds at the 100, 3 in the 200, and obviously put out her best performance.
Because the thing is that I want to do a comparative analysis relating to Elaine's form at the Olympics, right? So in the 100 meters, she had Shelly Ann, say as a rabbit. In the 200 meters, she had no one that was even close to her, yet she was able to perform superbly in both races. So Shelly Ann being absent from the 100 meters, where would that have left Elaine at the Olympics?
No. I'm not saying that Elaine would not have put down such a fantastic performance at the Olympics. I am saying that the mere fact that Shelly is there running the way she runs, she will inadvertently pull other athletes. And this isn't only for Elaine, but she will inadvertently pull all the other athletes running against her to better performances.
Okay.
Right? So Elaine, don't get me wrong, was in the shape of her life last season. So whether or not Shelly was going to do something fantastic, Elaine would have still ran such a great time. But we have seen in every race where after, as a matter of fact, the only race that I think that Elaine executed a great start was the Olympic finals.
Because you know what I'm thinking here? I'm thinking back to what Cindy McLaughlin said last year at the Olympics after finishing ahead of Dalila Mohammed. She said, iron sharpens iron, or steel sharpens steel. It's biblical. However, this year, so it seemed that Dalila was feeding off Sydney, and Sydney was also feeding off Dalila. However, this year, for this athletic season, we were able to see Sydney not once, not twice, maybe 3 times, just go out there and kill it all on her own.
And in this story, in this scenario that you're showing me, that's Shelly. Shelly is the Sydney in your scenario.
So then Elaine would be Dalila. And that brings the question. Even so, Dalila, she had that world record for many years, and she even broke it a couple times, once or twice. And so, if so, are we saying that Dalila was not an excellent athlete of herself, and are we saying that Shelly's in a different stratosphere than Elaine? I thought we were here agreeing
that's not what I'm saying. That's definitely not what I'm saying.
Elaine still has her 10.54 after all.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, Elaine Thompson here is
undoubtedly Shelly and Fraser Price is the best 100-meter athletes, just collectively.
Yeah, man. When you look at championships, that's what we use to rank athletes as the greatest in any sport. You look at what titles they hold. So we can't sit here and say that Shelly isn't the greatest in the 100 meters. She definitely is. What I'm trying to say is that for the example that you're using, with iron sharpening iron, yes, However, but when an athlete gets to a certain level where they don't need another athlete to run as a particular race, they can go there, they can do it themselves, aka Shelly. They start to realize that they need to have, you know, an Elaine in my race is not necessary because I am capable of going out and putting on that race, putting my race together and getting the results I want. The difference is that for Elaine, I don't see her at that level where she is confident enough in her technique where she will go out and put down a 10-5 whatever, or a 10-6 whatever, without a Shelly in the race or without a Sharika in the race. And that is why I said for this season, I didn't see it for Shelly last year or any year before, but for this season, I felt a completeness in her where I didn't feel like she needed anyone. And it showed in all of her races. Every single race she ran, other than the ones where, you know, those last few that, you know, are questionable in my opinion, right? However, other than those last ones,
Wait,
we saw it.
questionable. Don't just leave that there. You have to explain because questionable doesn't sound like the correct phrase to say. You know what people think when people think questionable.
Listen, Ty,
You can't.
why you try getting me in trouble? Don't try to get me in trouble with
Okay,
the
but you
subscriber.
just can't leave that hanging.
Listen, don't try to get me in trouble with the subscribers. But all I'm saying is that, though, simply put, this stage that Shelly is in, I don't believe that she needs anybody else in that race to put out a fantastic performance. However, on Elaine's side, and we've seen it over the years where athletes, for one reason or well, not for one reason or the other, we
Okay,
know why they
so
don't run against
basically,
other
your
athletes.
point is that Shelly has decided that she's not going to help Elaine along in her career.
Yeah, simple.
And you're
Because
also saying that you believe that Elaine needs this help in relation to the 100
I
meters.
don't. Okay, when you put, you see, you're trying to
I'm just trying to come full
definitely
circle
put.
here.
No, it's not that she needs help per se, but we all know why these athletes run these races, right? To get sharper. So, and especially against the person that's considered your number one rival, right? You want to run against them. You want to be able to gauge them to see what they have, so that you can one up them per se. Look at Hans Parchment. It happened to him in the Olympics. He was able to gauge what's his name?
Grant
American
Holloway.
Grant Holloway, round by round, the first round, the second round, and in the finals. And he said, listen, I got your number. I know how to beat you. So if an athlete then is gonna be using the races they run against you to gauge you, why am I going to give you the opportunity to gauge me? When guess what? I no longer need to gauge any other athlete because my technique has right now reached completeness.
Okay, so going forward, there's as you said, the technique that Shelly Ann has now, where she reaches now, the form that she has now. Going forward with that, where do you see her as it relates to racing against Elaine on the
I
circuit?
don't see
Will any
her
of that
racing
be
against
happening?
Elaine. All right, let me give you some stats. Right now, as it relates to they haven't really met that much, right? First and foremost, so let's just put that out there. But they've met a few times over the years, and funny enough, for all the years that they have met over the 100 meters, this year in 2022, the only time they met was in the finals at the World Championships. That to me says a whole lot. No, you in 2019, they met at the Jamaican trials and also in 2018. But the thing about that is Shelly has now removed herself from the trials scenario. So there's no more Shelly going to the trials, at least not for next year either. She doesn't need to go for the 100 at all. So it means that even if Elaine had an opportunity to meet her prior to the championship, she's not going to meet her. But Shelly's not stopping there, in my opinion. Even after the championship, I'm still not going to give you an opportunity then to still pull out a fantastic performance, because we saw what Elaine did in Eugene in 2021, that 10.54. She got, to me, a really, really bad start, but she ate that track like a monster in the last 2 miles. if we minus, I don't even think it had anything to do with Sha'Carri. I know a lot of people are talking about the hype about Sha'Carri at that time. I don't think it had anything to do with Sha'Carri. Coming out of the Olympic finals, there was a lot of talk about why Shelly supposedly lost the race. A lot of people saying Shelly tripped, in the first three steps, whatever. At the end of the day, at that particular point in time, I need to prove that this was no fluke. This was no one-off win. And we saw Elaine eat that track to show the world that this was no fluke, running that 10.54.
But this
Right?
is all right, so fine. But this is 2022, and we're going into the 2023 season, which
Yeah.
is another world championship year. Yay, more track for
Yeah.
our fans. But I mean, what did Elaine produce this year? And I'm not jumping off the Elaine wagon.
That's a whole different
What
topic.
did
No.
Elaine
I know
produce?
the topic you want to talk about, but that's
What
a
did
whole
she
different
produce
topic.
this year? No, I'm just saying, what did she produce this year for us to even be having a Shelly Elaine conversation at all? That's all I'm saying.
It doesn't matter how Elaine performed this season. It doesn't matter. If I can assist you in any kind of way, why am I going to do that? We are rivals at the end of the day. That's the point. I
And that's
don't
the level that Shelly's on.
Right. And the point is also, remember, I don't know how you're going to turn up tomorrow. So I might be looking and saying, oh, yeah, run 10-9 today. You don't know when I'm going to turn up with tomorrow. So you take the chance and run with me, and I just blow you out of the waters. I'm not going to give you that opportunity. Whether or not it's possible, I don't know, but I'm not going to give you the opportunity to get better of me being obviously the person that's leading 30 meters out, and I'm hunted down kind of thing. That's just how I'm
Okay.
looking at it. So anyway, that's my thought process.
Okay. Well, Trackies, you heard it. T believes, let me not misquote her. T believes that Shelly is not allowing Elaine to feed off her anymore. She has fed enough.
Look here. Now, why you not trying to get me in a trouble with look
Up off
here?
her back.
I had somebody tell me in the comment section, tell me, here, Elaine, be careful.
No. We all know that you love Elaine. But T believes that that is Shelly's mindset, not her mindset, not T's mindset, but Shelly's
Yeah,
mindset.
and we
Now.
no, and this is my thing. They only met one time this season. They didn't get a semi-final opportunity at the World Championship. We don't know if that's ever going to happen at another World Champ. It may happen, right? Not in the heat, but maybe a semi-final. But even to take it as far as not meet in races after the fact, those races that you consider a non-factor, you have to start questioning and saying, there's something more. There's something more.
Anyway, in my opinion, I'm like, enough about Elaine and Shelly. I want to talk about Sharika in another video, obviously. But that's where I'm at on that one.
Okay, Trackies, sound off in the comment section below. Tell me what do you think? Do you think Shelly, we will not be seeing Shelly and Elaine running together in the same race, save a championship final, maybe semi-final? Sound off in the comment section. And of course, leave leave a like. Let the video get out there. Thumbs up the video. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And of course, I'm going to be dropping another video for tomorrow as well. Well, this video is coming out the 1st of November. So that's tomorrow. So the 1st of November going forward, you will be seeing videos from us, and look out for it. Really, really exciting content coming. A lot of topics that we wanted to talk about for months, but I've been saving it because time left us high and dry. But she's back now. She's back now. So we'll be talking a lot. We have a lot to discuss. And Tam, we'll catch you.
Okay, so again, Trackies, remember to subscribe. We're gonna be bringing, as T said before, we want to deep dive into some analytics, get back to the meat of our channel, figure out which athletes are upcoming on the scene, and make our predictions early for the World Championships. So stick and stay with us. I'm Tam.
Let's see.
We'll catch you in another one.